Hello, I'm Matt Bolton. I'm the Deputy Editor of MacFormat. You've probably seen, if you saw our unboxing video, that we've got a Mac Pro in the office now. It arrived just a couple of days before Christmas, or just before we all separated. We finished the magazine up and we're all getting back together in January. It seemed a real waste to leave the Mac Pro doing nothing during that time. So we had a big fight and I got to take it home. And I'm going to be trying to keep up to date with a couple of little bits of video diary about what it's been like to use, what it's like to really have on your desk, and to use with a Dell 4K monitor, which we've also been loaned and I've been lucky enough to bring back. So yeah, these aren't going to be particularly well produced little videos, but hopefully I'll just be able to tell you a little bit of what it's like to really live with the Mac Pro once you've actually got one, if you can ever get your hands on one. So we have here, still in its box, the Dell 4K monitor and the Mac Pro on the desk next to my 27-inch iMac, which is my usual companion, which has been shoved unceremoniously to the side to fit these newfound wonders in. So first thing I'm gonna do is set it up, and then we'll get it running and we'll see what it's like on the 4K monitor especially. Well, here's where I've got so far. As you can see, the Dell 4K monitor is some assembly required. I have no idea how to get into this Chinese puzzle box of Dell's wrapping. As you can see, I've got the Dell monitor nearly sorted now. 24 inches is a fair bit smaller than my 27-inch iMac, but actually in practice it's not a huge amount off in terms of total size it's taking up. It's got a nice chunky aluminium base here, and it's kind of all black. It looks pretty nice. It's going to fairly well match the Mac Pro, I think. But what I wanted to point out before I get things up and running is a new style of USB cable that I've not seen before yet, which is, this is a USB 3 one. Here we have the Mac Pro plugged in and just about ready to go. Now, I don't know if you remember when Apple announced it, it said it had all these lights on the back around the ports, light up so you can really see what you're doing. And the clever thing about it is that they light up when you move the Mac Pro, so that when you rotate it around to reach the ports, you can, they'll be lit up and they'll be ready and you can immediately see what you're doing. Demonstration. This is actually off, incidentally, by the way. The Mac Pro is turned off, it isn't on yet. There we go. So I'm going to plug in my my special mouse into one of the USB sockets, which I can just about do with one hand. And here is the mini display port for the Dell 4K monitor. It's actually using mini display port and not Thunderbolt, because that just is what the Dell monitor uses. That is also not plugged in properly because I can't do it with one hand. But there you go. Yeah, move it around. Lights up beautifully. Let's turn it on. So here's how the Dell monitor works. It's got quite a clever little menu system. If I tap down here, you can see these touch sensitive buttons. Let me switch around. So let's try DisplayPort. There we go. Okay. This is brilliant. So,
to use English for the main language, press the return key.
Excuse me. So as you can see, here is my 24-inch monitor. It's a 4K one. Here, if I zoom all the way in, is the menu. This is absolutely minuscule. I mean, this is a 24-inch monitor. You can see it next to the iMac. The writing is absolutely tiny. I guess this isn't being properly recognized as Retina or anything like that. Let's do most of this stuff later and go straight to the tiny OS X I'm expecting. Ooh, yep, that's Mavericks. Right. So you can see the ridiculous. This is like a Retina screen forced to be at its native resolution on one of the Retina MacBooks, which If you ever tried that, you know Apple doesn't even allow you to do. You have to download something like SwitchResX to be able to do it. So down here we have a tiny dock, and up here we have a teeny tiny menu bar. So first thing you really need to do is go into the options here and see what we can do about displays. Scaled, yes please. Right, so here are the options for 4K right now. It's detecting that it's 3840 by 2160, which is normal 4K, and I can have 1080p or 1080i. Now 1080p actually will scale quite nicely because that's exactly 1/4 the resolution of 4K. The annoying thing is it looks shoddy, really shoddy. It's not high DPI mode 1080p. I can see, I don't know if you can see this, but it's not smooth like when you enable high DPI mode normally or on a retina screen. Even just the word color here is bitty. It's quite clearly just 1080p with 4 pixels per 1 pixel it should be, and it really looks that way. So I'm going to delve into enabling high DPI mode and see if we can get this looking smooth at 1080p. Okay, so I have just entered the magic terminal command that enables high DPI mode on any Mac, not just Retina ones. And what do you know? It is now detecting that this can be 1920 by 1080 in high DPI. So we absolutely want to use that. And it's come back, and I don't know if you can see the difference, but now everything is perfectly smooth. It looks absolutely stunning now. So that's the first thing you'll probably want to do if you get a 4K display and a Mac Pro, is manually enable high DPI mode. There are instructions all over the internet. It does take terminal commands though, and they are pseudo terminal commands, so you really need to be sure of what you're doing. We've done it before. In fact, we have a tutorial on how to do it in MacFormat's next issue, due out in January. So that'll help all you hot new Mac Pro enthusiasts. But yes, so in the meantime, I have got this 4K running as if it were a 1080p display to make it smooth. Now, I've been running the Mac Pro for a few minutes, and I don't know if I shut up if you can hear it. Basically, there is a constant fan noise and a beep of a car outside my window. There is a constant fan noise. It is there. I can hear it, just a very dull little thing. The brain pretty much just tunes out, and there's not much more to it than the ticking of the hard drive in my iMac, because I have a Mac with a hard drive, I'm ashamed to say. Or when the fan's a lot quiet. I haven't done anything intensive with this yet. All I've done is switch some resolutions. So there's a lot yet to be discovered, but so far it's impressively quiet. If I hold my hand here, I can actually feel air blowing out. When I first turned it on, it was purely cold air. Now it's actually slightly lukewarm. But yeah, I can feel the fan gently puffing air out the top. And if I hold my hand down the bottom here, right next to where the air intake is, my hands actually go very cold, because you can't necessarily feel it sucking, but it's clear that the way it's moving in the air, it gives me a real chill on my fingers, which I guess will be nice if I'm typing next to it, although I'll probably end up hiding it away if I can bring myself to. It is taking up quite a chunk of the desk at the moment. Okay, so that's been kind of my first half an hour, first few minutes with the Mac Pro, has been admiring it on the desk and the 4K monitor, and then desperately trying to make that desktop look readable. So if you're thinking of getting a 4K monitor, I strongly recommend you enable the high DPI settings, make it look more like a Retina desktop, unless you really need that much space. Next I'm going to be installing some games, and I'll be trying those out, so I'm sure we'll have something interesting to say about those soon. But thanks for watching.